Once upon a time in a small village, there was a little girl named Tina. She was clever and curious, but there was one thing she didn't like very much: school. While other children were excited to learn new things, Tina thought studying was boring and would often daydream during class. Tina loved to play outside, chasing butterflies, climbing trees, and imagining grand adventures. Her parents and teachers often reminded her of the importance of school, but Tina would simply shrug. She would often tell herself, "I don't need to study, I'll find a way to be happy without it." One sunny afternoon, Tina was playing in the woods when she came across an old woman sitting under a large oak tree. The woman was weaving beautiful baskets, each one more intricate than the last. Tina, being curious, walked up to her and said,
Hello. Your baskets are beautiful. How do you make them so perfectly?
The old woman smiled and replied,
Thank you, my dear. I learned this craft many years ago, and I practiced until I became good at it.
Tina nodded but then said,
Well, I'm sure you didn't have to go to school to learn that. I don't see why studying is so important.
The old woman chuckled softly.
Perhaps, but learning is not just about school. It's about understanding the world around you, solving problems, and becoming the best version of yourself. Would you like to hear a story?
Tina loved stories, so she eagerly sat down next to the woman. The old woman began her story.
Many years ago, there was a girl just like you. She didn't care much for school and spent her days dreaming and playing. One day, she found herself lost deep in the woods. The trees were tall, and the paths were confusing. She had no idea how to find her way home. She hadn't learned how to read maps, how to recognize different plants, or how to follow the stars.
Tina's eyes grew wide, and she leaned in closer. The woman continued.
The girl was scared and hungry, but then she remembered something her teacher had once taught her, the North Star. By following the North Star, she could find her way. Even though she hadn't paid much attention in school, that small bit of knowledge saved her. She found her way home and realized how valuable learning truly is.
Tina thought about the story all night. The next morning, something unusual happened at school. Her teacher, Mr. Bennett, brought in a large, strange-looking machine. It was a computer, something Tina had never seen up close before.
Today, class, we're going to learn how to use this machine. With it, you can discover new things, talk to people from far away, and solve difficult problems.
Mr. Bennett announced. Tina was curious. She watched as her classmates typed on the keyboard and clicked on the screen. They were learning so quickly, but Tina didn't understand what to do. She hadn't been paying attention during lessons about numbers and letters, and now she felt lost. For the first time, Tina realized that not knowing something was holding her back. She watched her friends create amazing drawings on the computer and solve puzzles using math. Suddenly, she understood what the old woman had meant. Over the next few days, Tina started paying more attention in class. She asked her teacher for help, and to her surprise, Mr. Bennett was happy to teach her what she had missed. With each new thing she learned, Tina felt proud. She realized that studying wasn't just about schoolwork, it was about discovering how the world worked, making life easier, and solving problems. One afternoon, as Tina walked home from school, she saw the old woman again, sitting under the oak tree. Tina ran up to her and said,
Thank you for your story. I'm learning so many new things now, and I feel smarter every day.
That's the magic of learning, my dear. Once you start, you'll never want to stop.
The old woman smiled warmly and said. From that day on, Tina looked at her books and schoolwork in a whole new way. She understood that learning wasn't just about grades or homework, It was about becoming the best version of herself and being ready for all the adventures life had to offer. And so, Tina continued to chase butterflies and climb trees, but now, she also chased knowledge with the same excitement, ready to explore the world with her growing wisdom.
Thank you for watching. If you liked this story, give us a like and share. Subscribe to this channel for more such inspirational stories.